Hey guys, welcome to the Toy Tavern. I got a decent amount of new stuff last month, so I wanted to do a quick February haul video. We'll start with the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2-packs. These are Target exclusives, and they're pretty hard to find. I want to give a shout out to Mikazuki from the Toy Tavern Discord for giving me some intel that helped me track these down. I checked 6 different Targets over 3 days and had no luck at all. But he gave me a heads up on one that I had not checked in a different area. And lucky number 7, I walked in there and they had one set left, and I grabbed them all. These things are, last time I looked, they're selling pretty high on eBay, crazy scalper prices, and that's just not worth that to me. So getting these at retail was great. Really looking forward to adding these to my collection, sticking them on a shelf. The cartoon style of these really triggers my nostalgia. I had a lot of the Ninja Turtle figures and stuff as a kid, so these are really doing it for me. And the roster looks pretty good. Got all 4 turtles, got a Krang, a Shredder, and 2 of the Foot Ninjas. And there is a 5th 2-pack that they showed at Toy Fair. It's a Rocksteady and Bebop 2-pack, and that's supposed to be coming later this year. So hopefully have a easier time getting that one than these. But, you know, who knows. Anyway, these figures look great, and really excited to have these. I added a few amiibo into my February Ami order. I've got Ike and Roy from Fire Emblem, and then a Bowser Jr. from Mario. These are all above retail here in the US, and they were fairly cheap. So I figured the shipping wouldn't really get affected too much, so might as well add them in, save a few bucks, and stick them on the amiibo shelf. I picked up this Nendoroid of Aqua from Konosuba to add another figure to my very small Nendo shelf. This is a really cute figure, and I really love the different faceplates she comes with. This one actually came with the GSC bonus, which I think is just a unique base, but I'm not too worried about that. Just in general, I think the figure is really nice. I had one in person, I had one in hand for a little bit, and I was really happy with the figure, so I knew that I would definitely have to add one of these in my collection at some point. I found a decent price on her, and here we go. I had never really given much thought to this Reveltech Judy Hopps figure, because I've never seen the movie, and I don't really know the character, but she came up in conversation last month on the Toy Tavern Discord, and that's when I noticed that she has 5 different faceplates as well as movable eyes. I'm a huge sucker for expressive figures, and with as many options as she had, it just felt like a no-brainer. The price was decent. She was still in stock new, so I went ahead and just tossed her into the order, especially after I had some budget open up after some delays pushing things well later into the year. Mordred from Fate is the first of 2 Figmas in this order. I've seen other people posting pictures of her as they got her in the past couple weeks, and she looks to be a great figure. My Fate Figma shelf is one of my favorite parts of my collection, so I'm really looking forward to adding her to that shelf and filling out that roster a bit more. This Figma of Reaper from Overwatch is up next, and I'm really not sure what to think about this figure. When this line first got announced, I planned to collect them all, but over time I've realized that I just want to pick up figures of characters I really like. So I got rid of Tracer, I got rid of Genji, I canceled my Zenyatta, and I've got Reaper and Widowmaker both in hand now, and I'm really not sure if I'm going to keep either of them. I'm definitely looking forward to Diva, Mercy, and Pharah later this year. I'm not sure who they're going to do after that, but I think that might round out the roster that I'm super interested in. I guess only time will tell. The first statue in this video is the Fat Company Ikaruga from Senran Kagura. I'm not a huge fan of the series, but I really like Ikaruga's design. I think it's actually because she looks like Kagura from Fairy Tail, who I really like and will almost certainly never get a figure. So I got this one on the cheap, and I figure, close enough. Next up is the Mega House Android 18 from their Dragon Ball Gals line. This is the 4th figure that they've done for her in this line so far, and I think it's my favorite. They've cut back on her proportions a little bit, which I appreciate. She's still super busty compared to what she normally looks like in the show, but not obnoxiously so like on some of the other figures they've done of her in this line. They also put her in an action pose, which I appreciate. The other figures look more like pinup art, and Android 18 has always been more of a badass fighter than just eye candy, so I'm glad they decided to change that up a bit here. I added this prize figure to my order while I was looking for a different Sonico figure. She was cheap and had an interesting design. I've never had any of these weird gimmicky figures like the bottle holders, straw holders, chopstick holders, or noodle stoppers. So for the price, I figured, why not? At just under 13 inches tall, this 1/5 scale Orchid Seed Sonico figure is now my largest scale anime statue in my collection. She's also my first Sonico statue. I was supposed to have a different one this month, but Good Smile pushed it back from February to like June or something, so I figured I'd add this one instead. Any excuse to buy more figures, right? Of the 110 Kotobukiya Bishoujo statues that I currently own, this Pinhead from Hellraiser is the first one that I can honestly say I purchased purely to maintain a complete collection. The S&M design just does not do it for me. She's got flayed nipples, spikes through her heels, spikes through her belly button. It's just not me. The only thing I like about this figure is her base. It's a giant, deconstructed version of the puzzle box from the Hellraiser movies, and it looks really nice. The figure itself, though, not a fan. Let's move on from a statue that I don't really like onto one that I really do like. This 1/7 scale MASH from Fate Grand Order was the first figure that I opened as part of this order, and she looks terrific. There's two different versions of her, and I went with the more up-armored version because I really like the design. 2019 is looking to be a really good year for Fate statues, and MASH is no exception. I actually missed out on her original pre-order window and ended up snagging one really lucky as I randomly happened to check. I guess someone had canceled because as soon as I put the order in, I refreshed the page, she was sold out. I guess I grabbed the last one. Saving the best for last, we have this Orca Toys 1/6 scale Urza Scarlet figure from my favorite anime, Fairy Tail. She's not as tall as that 1/5 scale Sonico we looked at earlier, but with that pose, her weapons, and that base, she's going to be one of the bigger pieces in my collection. Orca Toys really knocked it out of the park on this one, and she's absolutely going to be a centerpiece in my display. Thanks for watching this video, guys, and we'll see you on the Toy Tavern Discord.